Now, I haven't played Onward in quite some time, especially on the Quest, but the news of some graphical updates and remasterings got me interested to check out the new Onward 2.0 update. It should be available later today, or maybe even right now as this video goes live, and I've been hands-on with it today to check out the new maps, some of the older ones, the game modes, and especially the weapons. Now, if you don't own Onward already, I've pinned my affiliate code that will save you 10% on the Quest version in the comments. So when I stepped in today, it was immediately clear to me that Downpour have been working very hard in the time I've been away from playing. There's now 20 different character models to choose from and about 6 single player modes, which I went through for today's video. And before I get into my thoughts on the details of the new maps and the graphical updates, Onward now feels like a game split in two for me. When I first stepped into Overgrown, which is a brand new map to Onward, it felt like I was in a completely different game. And I kind of wished later on that I hadn't seen this level first. It's pretty stunning and it runs super smooth, and I'm simply not used to just seeing this much colour in this game. The game mode I think was called Retrieval, and the mission was pretty simple. Get in there, get the hard drive, and get extracted. These missions are pretty hard and fast, and they last around 3 to 4 minutes if you manage to survive that long. And the weapons look gorgeous, by the way, and they all sound fantastic, but I'll chat about those in more detail in a moment, especially the new revolver. Then I checked out the remaster of Downfall, and again I was instantly impressed with this graphical remaster. So far these two maps make this game look current gen, at least on Quest, as I haven't got access to the PC version, but I can only imagine they look even better on PCVR. There's also some new environmental things going on to add to the atmosphere, like helicopters and jets flying over your head now and again, which is pretty cool. This mission I played on Downfall was purely to eliminate all the NPCs in a game mode called Mercenaries mode, which I've never played before. When you first start playing, you can only load out with a pistol, and you have to complete the mission and earn your upgrades for the next mission by being rated on your performance and time. And personally, I actually really enjoy this mode. Next, I stepped into some other maps on the rotation, and some of these appear to be completely untouched, even though they very well could have been between the time of me playing and me not playing. But in comparison to the new maps and remasters, some of these maps look really old and they stand out as a negative visually, which is what I was referring to at the beginning of the video, as the game is now like two halves, and you'll definitely see what I'm saying when you get in the game. The older maps look very low texture and in general pretty uninteresting, unfortunately. Now, one of my favourite maps that I discovered today is one I've never played before, called Turbine, and it's a hybrid in terms of visuals, so I feel like maybe it's one of the newer ones, but it could still be classed as one of the older ones. But purely for the size of it, I think it's actually an awesome map. So in terms of the game modes and map rotation overall, this is definitely a positive move forward for the game, and I really hope we see some maps like Suburbia get the same remaster treatment. Since I spent most of my time doing the single player stuff, I have to obviously talk about the AI, and again, this ranges from good to pretty bad. Sometimes they can spot you from miles away, and sometimes they can simply walk right past you without ever looking left or right. The spawning is random, and on elimination missions, it's not rare to find a good bulk of them all in one area, all falling over one another, and all trying to barrel out the exact same door, making it very easy to take them down. But there's other times they attempt to flank you and hide behind cover, so it's a bit of a mixed bag in terms of the challenge, but they are pretty good shots, and it seems to only take one headshot sometimes to end your mission. The biggest change for me, and this is absolutely a positive one, is the weapons. There's also been some new ones added. All of the weapons now seem to have a visual overhaul, and they actually all look fantastic. It's a real shame when you start messing around with them that your hand can pass through them at any time, but the weapons handling all feels really good, and I think we now have more realistic bullet drop, leading to some extra self kudos when you get those long range headshots. The revolver has probably been the most fun I've had today, aside from using the drones. You can only access this weapon by using the Marsoc Rifleman class, and single-handing this gun requires some extra accuracy, and the kickback feels really good. If you do hand it though, it's very satisfying and much more accurate, and I love being able to remove each used bullet, because you can actually see there's a little dent on the back of each bullet, and replacing them feels great. The drone was also awesome to play with, and I understand there's only so much graphical power available on the Quest, but if they could slightly widen the FOV, they could implement their own drone assault course, for example, where you have to mark or even eliminate targets, and overall they feel really great to use. Personally, the 2.0 update is definitely a huge positive for the game, and I really hope it brings more people back to the servers, because that's what makes this game so fun and extremely tense to play in VR. So that's all I've got for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe for more VR content, and I'll see you on the battlefield.